to watch a brief lesson on the introduction to the geography of Rome. Remember, your job is to take away as much information about the geography of Rome, and while you're watching the presentation, I want you to think about the following question. How does geography affect the development of a civilization? Don't forget that you're also to be completing your 3-2-1 sheet that you were given in class. You can watch the video as many times as you need to in order to gain the information that you need. So let's get started. In this chapter, we're going to learn about one of the greatest empires to ever rule. Rome started as a tiny village on the Italian peninsula and grew into a vast empire which stretched across 3 continents. What is an empire? An empire is a large territory of land and people under the control of one government or ruler. So through the chapter, we're eventually going to get to how large the Roman Empire gets. The Roman Empire extends as far north as Britain and extends as far east as Mesopotamia and as far south as this entire northern coast of Africa. But Rome, of course, doesn't start off this large. In fact, it only starts as a small city here on the Italian peninsula. Now, the Italian peninsula we know today as the modern country of Italy. It is called a peninsula because it obviously juts out from a larger area of land, which is the continent of Europe, and it juts out here and forms, and is surrounded by 3 bodies of water, 1, 2, and 3. Rome itself is about halfway through the Italian peninsula on the western edge and lies upon the Tiber River, as I drew there for you. The Italian peninsula is often compared to a woman's shoe. It looks like a boot that stretches out into the Mediterranean Sea. This looks like the heel of the boot here, and the toe of the boot, which is kicking the large island of Sicily there. The Italian peninsula and Rome particularly are essentially located in the Mediterranean region. It is in close proximity to other areas that we have studied this year. As you can see, it's pretty close to Greece and Mesopotamia and the other Fertile Crescent areas and Egypt. How do you think that's going to play a role in its development later? Physically, the Italian peninsula has various landscapes, but I think what's most obvious is that it is very mountainous. To the north of the Italian peninsula, which cuts it off from other areas in Europe, are the Alps Mountains, which are located here and again here. And the other mountain range, which is very large in the Italian peninsula, runs down the backbone of the peninsula, which is the Apennine mountain range. It actually stretches all the way down into the toe of the peninsula and onto the island of Sicily. Where the peninsula is not mountainous, it is typically very hilly. The Italian peninsula has some plains regions, but it is more obviously mountainous and hilly than anything else. In fact, Rome itself spreads across 7 hills. This is the city of Rome. This would be considered the city of Rome inside this red barrier here, the Tiber River flowing through. And these 7 titles here represent the different hills that were within the city of Rome. These hills served as a good defense against attacks, and they also served as protection against floods from the Tiber River. So you've reached the end of the presentation. Again, feel free to watch it as many times as you need so that you can fill out the information on your 3-2-1 and be ready to discuss tomorrow. See you then.